we're going to do a do-over with the bread machine. We're going to go into my kitchen in a moment. I have never really been good at baking bread. I've done bare bread and banana bread, and my banana bread doesn't always come out either. I'm pretty good at the muffins and brownies and occasionally cookies. Baking's just never been my thing. I am a cook. I went to culinary school. I do more than just cans and dump and goes. I do a lot of can and pantry friendly videos for your enjoyment with prices high, looking for ways to cut costs and reduce your food bill. I also do whole things like a whole ham, whole chickens, ribeyes, all kinds of things that we use, like a pork roast, and I cut it down to make more than one meal. You can do the roast, and you can make up to 6 meals with that roast, depending on the size of it. And you can make them into individual meals in bags, put them into your freezer, and take them out as needed. We're going to head on into the kitchen and do this do-over. And I'm not going to promise that the bread's going to come out. If it does, it does. If it doesn't, it doesn't. But we're going to keep trying, because one of my things on my bucket list is to make a nice loaf of bread. Always been my arch nemesis. And we're going to get this machine plugged in. And turn it to the side because of the cabinet here. Bread flour that I picked up at Walmart. This is rapid rise yeast. And it says to just add in with the dry ingredients. This bottled water is perfect between 75 and 85 degrees, room temperature. You're going to follow the directions to a T once again and get this bread. And hopefully it'll come out this time. Here is the recipe. I'm going to start by adding the water. And it says 1 cup. Then 2 teaspoons of butter, 3 1/4 cups of bread flour, 1 tablespoon of sugar, 1 1/2 teaspoons of salt, and then I have the yeast, and it's 2 1/2 teaspoons. So I'm going to open the packet and measure out what we need. Fleshman's, a well-known, long-time name brand. Start by adding the water, and it says 1 cup. I have my measuring cups. And it says 2 teaspoons of butter. If you're new to baking like me, TS is teaspoon and the TBS is tablespoons. Please softened, not melted. Please pay attention to the wording. Next thing we're going to do is add the bread flour, 3 1/4 cup. Move it up to 2. Now I'm going to add 1 1/4. That's 3. Now for the quarter part. That is the very first line. On the measuring cup. Now it says to add 1 tablespoon of sugar. I'm grabbing my tablespoon here. And dump it on in. 1 1/2 tablespoons of salt. 1. Now for the half. And a half. Now we're going to add in the yeast. Open the packet here. And it says to put in 2 1/2 teaspoons. I have my teaspoons ready to go in handy. Half a teaspoon it says. Always pay attention to the numbering on it. So it says 2.5. That is 1. Then you're going to do 3 more to make it 2.5 because it's not a whole teaspoon. Then we're going to close the lid. Follow the directions with the buttons. And hopefully 3 hours from now we'll have bread.
Medium already.
It's already set to medium, and we're going to make sure it's set to French bread.
French. Okay.
And they're going to turn it on.
Yep. Color. Loaf size. 1.5 or 2.
I believe it's 1.5.
Ready?
We're ready.
There you go.
Now when the kneading cycle's done, you're going to lift it out carefully, then place it back down carefully, and then it's going to do its heating up gradually and then bake the bread. And hopefully it'll come out this time, unlike the rest. Go out and then put it back in gently. Do not just drop it in. So close the lid and leave it alone and let it do its thing. Done. Let's take it out of the bread machine. I'm so nervous. I'm so bad at this, but we're going to find out. This has to be extremely careful because it's very, very hot. You don't want to look directly into it because you'll get a face blast. And it didn't really rise as high as I was hoping it would. I don't know if it's supposed to go all the way to the top or not. I'm sure I'll find out in comments from everybody. Here's a close-up. I'm going to get it out, put it on a plate so you can see it. This looks like when it comes out, but this is the final product. It's a nice light to medium brown. And it looks pretty decent. We're going to slice them up. It's a basket shape. I'll show you what the basket shape looks like. That's why it's coming out this way, and I don't think it's supposed to rise all the way up, because that would be like a tall building. But I think it looks pretty decent. I'm sure there's going to be lots and lots of comments. Remember to be kind in our community. Sliced a couple pieces. I'll even eat the heel with this one, the homemade bread. It smelled so good in here baking all day.